What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Thai Lyfe Podcast. Back again with another awesome episode of Let's Get to Know Our Special Nail Tech. I'm your host, Min Tai. Today, I have a very awesome friends that I ran into at the convention at one of the brand, and we were just talking. And next thing you know, she was like, "I know you," and I was like, "You do?" And apparently, she'd been following my page. And once we got connected, I come to realize she does so much for the nail community. She's always at the convention show. But once I got to know her, she's like a business mind woman. Like from being a nail tech to making six figure. I mean, that is something we don't really think about it and we don't know the formula to get there. But just a quick glimpse of her introduction would be she owns a beauty supply, two salons. She operates and handles all the competitions in Chicago, and she's about to open up a beauty school. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you to welcome Anastasia. How are you?
Hi. I am now doing even better than I woke up because I cannot believe I'm on a podcast with you.
Well, I am so excited that you're on this podcast because there are so many questions that I have for you. Because I really believe that your knowledge can benefit this nail community dramatically. But before we start,
I'm all in.
I would like to know a little bit about who is Anastasia and where did you started as a nail tech to where you are today? The floor is yours.
I I came to United States 9 years ago from Ukraine. My best friend taught me how to do nails back home, and I'm forever grateful for her giving me this ticket to the future. Once I came here, I was working at a cleaning service, which was pretty hard physically. So then I was like, okay, I know how to do nails. Let's go do nails. Because that includes sitting in a warm place, not carrying heavy stuff around. So I found a salon, started working there, and I worked there for 2 years, so maybe a little bit more than 2 years. And I was very naive. I was thinking that, oh, well, if I'm making this and the owner takes a commission, so that commission plus my money, that's a lot of money. So let's go and open a salon. So I'll have a lot of money. That was not true. Once I opened the salon, I realized that there's so much expenses, bills, salaries, all the subscriptions, card payment fees, all of that just hit me. And I was like, okay, if we're doing business, we're going to have to learn how to do business just like how I learned how to do anything else. So I went, go ahead and start taking business trainings to get to know how to do the business. And I was 7 months pregnant when I opened the salon. So I was very risky person at that time. As I'm getting older, I'm not that risky anymore. And I was like, okay, I took some classes. Let's start implementing. And it took me 2 years to finally understand how the business is going and how it's supposed to go and what I should change. And then once I realized that I started making the changes, then everything went nice and smoothly. Until today, I still take a lot of trainings for business. And I still also take a lot of nail classes because I'm also an educator. So I want to be on top of the trends. I want to be on top of the newest techniques because I want to share everything I know and more with all the students and my team too.
You know, you brought up that interesting point in your story where you say you went from working as cleaning and you calculate in your head, like, hey, doing nails not that bad because you get to sit down, kind of talk,
Mhm.
and work very light handed, right? It's funny that you brought that up because that's the one reason why a lot of the Asian community gets into nails. Because there's a lot of job out there like gardening. That's what my dad used to do. And it's hard job. And when we found the fact that, hey, we can sit in a building with air conditioning, That's a good job. So we feel blessing about that. And for the one that doesn't know like what's hard work is until you get into the nail industry, it's like
Mhm.
you appreciate that part. But then once you run the business, so tell me your difficult time, what you learned about starting your as a nail tech. Like what was your difficult time? Because I know before you start this business of yours, do you face any rookie experience where you make mistake building that clientele?
I consider myself a very lucky person because I started in October. And first of all, English was very, very minimal. So my conversations with the clients were like, hi, show me picture. This, okay. And then I sit and do. And if I don't know something, I say, excuse me. And I go to the break room. I text salon owner to come to the break room. When she comes in with the translator, I tell her that I don't understand what my client wants. And then the salon owner goes with me to my station. I sit, and the salon owner just casually, hey girl, so what are you thinking to do today? And the client starts describing what she wants. And then she looks at me, she's like, so Anastasia, you are going to do a coffin shape, remember? Like that. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. So the language was a tricky thing for me for quite some time, but because it was before holiday season, I built the clientele within 3 months. So that's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. It was a full service salon. So they had hair, makeup, brows, and 2 nails or 3 nail stations. So I got all the clients who were coming for their other services, like, oh, you do nails here too. So let me get my nails done. So I kind of built the clientele very easy, but the language barrier was tough on me.
Talk about language barrier. Can you imagine all the other Asian people who don't know how to speak English and doing nails?
Mhm.
So at you got some client during the holiday, and then now was this like happening in Chicago too, like where you're at right
Mhm.
now? Now what is like that feeling like when you have that clients coming back asking for you? Like do you remember that feeling? How it's all about?
I I am a very big on manifesting and imagining your future. So every morning when I would brush my teeth, I would say in my head mantra that all my clients are happy with their nails and they're coming back. And then once they for real start coming back, I changed my mantra to all the nails that I do last 2 and more weeks. And it was amazing. I remember very first time a client came. I was already a year working there, and it was before Christmas. A client came in and she booked for a single service for one color. And then she showed me the design from my Instagram that I did. And she asked for the design. And I go, I'm so sorry, but you didn't book for the design. I don't have time. It's going to go past the time that salon is open. And then she got so upset, not angry, but upset. And then the owner came over. She's like, what's going on? What's happening? And then we got to talk. And then the client says that she drove from a different state for 2 hours to get specifically that design because she saw that I did it. And that moment, I was like, oh my God, people are traveling that far to get the nails done with me? Yes. I was like, girl, don't worry. I'm going to do everything you want.
That's an awesome feeling, right? When you realize like they travel so
Mhm.
far. So let's talk about opening up the salon because I know it's not what we imagined when we were employee. You know, we always built this
Mhm.
perfect picture, like, oh, we're gonna have this, the staff's gonna be like this way. What when reality kicks in for you, what do you learn that was difficult about running a salon?
Everything was difficult because I was being a nail technician, you're an artist. You think of, okay, how to make these nails last? How do I recreate the design my client wants? So I started turning imagination and became very, very creative. And then open a salon, it's like yes, you have to be creative with marketing and everything, but you have to run the business. You have to know how to manage people. You have to know how to create policies and what policies are actually going to work and not scare away clients. And then money, you have to calculate all the income, all the expenses, and you have to budget even. I had no clue about all that. I was just like, oh, if I make $500 a week on commission, I'm going to be making $1,000 a week. Great money. No, it was very hard. I was spending money left and right. Everything that came in came out the same moment. And then, especially going on maternity leave, month and a half after I opened, that was a
Mm.
big challenge. I don't know what I thought about when I did that, honestly, but thanks God, I got uh, three amazing nail technicians. One of them is still working with me till today, and they handled it all.
Wow. So, what was your lowest point when you had the salon where you just realized, like, I need to change, I need to learn?
Um, I like a year, all I was just doing just the payroll. Honestly, I was not able to even go to work as much as I wanted to. At that time, my husband was making more money than me, so his job was priority. So whenever he got a call to go to work, he would go to work. So I was basically all the time at home with our son. And about year and a half in, I realized that it doesn't even feel that it's my business. And I realized that one receptionist that I had, handles everything the way she wanted. And it's not always a very good environment for the nail techs because, sometimes during especially holiday season, squeezing in clients on top, and the nail techs are burned out because instead of an hour, now they have 40 minutes to do a set. And it was it was just a big burnout for the whole team. And I realized that, okay, we're not making money and everyone is stressed out, everyone is tired. We have to change this. And then I talked with my husband, and we, thanks God, found a daycare for our son. And then when I took the time that I was on maternity leave to learn more about business, and then when I came back, I was like, okay, we're changing stuff immediately. We need more receptionists. We are gonna change the time for the services. We're gonna do it per person, so everyone works on their own speed, but just give the quality. I don't want to get bad reviews anymore, because we would have those too, saying that the service was rushed or the nails didn't last. And I understand that that's because of the rushing, everything just falling apart.
You mentioned about rushing. That plays a big part in the nail industry because when you start out, you were trained to be like fast because the faster you go, the more clients you get. But when you start hiring people that are new and not fully experienced, they can't get the speed up. And to make them do
Mm-hmm.
it fast is like putting a lot of anxiety into them. And the work doesn't come out well. So, how do you manage to train employee as you are the owner to guide them through letting them know that it's okay to do it this way, it's okay to do a certain way? I mean, how do you guide your staff when you hire them?
Back then, there was no guidance. There were like, I was like, okay, honestly, I was hiring whoever comes through my door
Pretty
at
much
the
it.
beginning. Like, you come in, you know how to do nails? Okay, good. This is your station. Years pass, I learned more about that. So now when we hiring, we want to see the skills. And honestly, I'm at the position right now that we have a nice reputation, and I don't want to hire someone who's going to ruin that reputation. So when we hire someone fresh out of school, of course they don't have the skills of someone who's been doing nails for 5 years. But now we don't put them on the floor doing clients at the speed right away. We train them. Have a 2-week trial when you come in, and we show you. a senior nail tech sits with you and shows you step by step what we do, so you learn from them. And then a senior tech does one hand, a new tech does another hand, and then we talk about mistakes. Beautiful. Now let's take another model. Let's take another model, and then same for pedicures. First, quality, quantity will come last. Second, I always tell that everyone, the more you do it, the faster you will get naturally. But just learn how to do it right, so then we don't have problems later on.
That's the truth. Well, I love your system. I love the way you mentor them by saying sit next to the veteran and learn
Mm-hmm.
and do the other hand, and we'll do a comparison. That's a very good strategy to get them their feet wet in the door. So how do you end up? So once your salon is growing, and then let's talk about your supply store here. I mean, you are like, so we're going one step to another. We go from nail tech, Solano, and now this supply store. Now, was this before you started going to these conventions that I met you at, or this was just something that you learned on the way?
So after I came back from maternity leave, I couldn't get to take in clients again. Because again, what if my child goes sick? I have to go pick him up, or he cannot go to school. Like my time was very limited. So I was like, okay, what another thing I can do to make money? So I started teaching classes. And once I started teaching classes, I realized the students want to buy the product that they just tried on. So I'm like, okay, let's start selling the product. And I started contacting a lot of nail brands. And um, it was just a startup, like no one knew what it is. So, of course, they were like, yeah, we'll consider you in the future. And I was, I think I sent about 30 emails to 30 companies asking for the ways to collaborate and either ignore or no. And then one day I reached out to the gel bottle and I said, would you consider having me on your team as an educator? Because I saw that they just launched their classes in the United States and they were very welcoming. They got me on board very quickly. And while I was there at the training in their headquarters, I asked, do you mind to talk with me about selling the gel bottle products at my supply store? Because again, students want to buy after the class. And they were like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And that's how it all started. I brought in gel bottle, put a nice display. Then I rented a new space because I wanted to do the school. Little did I know that it would take me 2 years to get the license for the school. It's very frustrating, but I used the space to have a supply store there. And then little by little, I started contacting more and more brands and started going to the beauty shows, networking, meeting people so they know who this is, and trying to sell myself why you need to work with me.
Wow. And then you're also saying you're in the process of opening up a beauty school.
Yeah, so it's going to be a licensed nail school that we're going to license nail techs, because I don't believe in beginner courses for 1 week. It's like, yeah, you're going to teach someone how to do nails, but they don't have license. So they have to get license anyways,
One way or another.
right? And I also noticed that there are a lot of educators who are not telling their students that after completing this beginner course for 7 days, you're not getting licensed. So you technically cannot do nails for public. And then students come to me like, they apply to work at the salon and they're like, oh, I took the beginning course, I can work now. I'm like, you have to have license. They're like, oh, no one said this. So that put in my head that, okay, if we're going to teach them from scratch, well, let's give them the license.
I'm glad that you brought that subject up because I have some thoughts that I want to ask you about it. Because to me, I feel like it's a misconception in terms of teaching somebody beginner's nail course versus getting them licensed. But I feel like that beginner's nail course is great to gain skill, but it doesn't benefit you in the work in force or generate your career without the license. Now, how do you feel about that? Because this is happening a lot in the nail industry where content creator, big nail influencer are giving out classes, they call it beginner advanced nail class, which to me, I find those classes very helpful in terms of if you are already licensed and you want to advance your skill, then that makes sense. But let's say you're not licensed and you want to advance your skill, I feel like it's kind of pointless because that's like going
Same.
backwards. That's like going backwards. Like you get all your skill, but now you don't have a license. So tell me, give me your 2 cents about that or 5 cents.
I I agree with you. It's pointless of teaching someone a beginner course when they don't have a license. I had on my path, I had students who don't know how to do nails. They finished the nail school, but they are scared of cuticle nippers. They're scared to nip that skin. So I tell them, beautiful, come to your continuing education class with me for the manicure. You already know how to take care of your tools. You already know about health and safety. You already know which nails are looking healthy, which ones are not. You already know so much. All you need to do right now is just upgrade your technical skill on trimming that cuticle. And we're going to get it done in one day. I'll teach you everything. We'll practice. Then you go home or go to your salon and you continue practicing, practicing, practicing. I don't think it, I don't think someone will benefit a lot from taking the class if they don't have this knowledge from the school.
I agree with you. And not just that. I just they can't get a job.
Yeah.
Like I don't think salons will hire you if you are not licensed unless you are working for a shady boss that just need or desperate for an employment. But to me, I thought about that all the time. It's like, yeah, I get the advanced class if you're licensed, but I feel like they're teaching a lot of non-licensed people, but they're not really being transparent. Like if it was me, if I was teaching somebody who's not licensed, my first statement of this class would be like, make sure you guys get a license. Like that's how I would force
Yeah.
them to go get the license. And then even though I'm going to teach you a skill, but get your license because I always tell people you can't do anything without a license. It's like you're not, I mean, it sounds kind of harsh, but you're not really a nail tech if you don't have a license
That's true.
because that's what a nail technician means. Technician means you learn, you pass the board to get something, a certificate to earn that nail technician terms, right? But you say that to the
Absolutely.
public, they get crazy. They saying like, I'm a nail tech because I took an advanced class. I got a printout certificate, but it's not the state board certificate.
Absolutely. I have so many nail technicians coming to me and they say they come from different countries and they'll say that I know how to do nails. I've been doing nails for 5, 10 years. And I look at their work and they do a demo for me. It's great. I would love to have this person, but I always tell them, go finish the nail school, really SAP. And they started to just disappear. So, what I do now is that when we have a person coming in looking for a job with a great skill set, but from a different country and they don't have a license here, I schedule an appointment for them at a local nail school and I go together with this person to that school and I ask the school owner that, look, she has great skills. She needs the license. Can you please shorten her practice time so she will not go for school for 4 months? She maybe go for 3 months because she already knows technical skills. She just needs to learn theory and pass her state exam. And then these people after 3 months, they call me like, hi, Anastasia, I just got my license. Can I come work now? Absolutely. My doors are open. Come in.
But that's nice of you. The way you do things is so genuine. Like you don't just push them away. You find a solution for them. And now I can see
You need to help people.
and now I can see where your career is so successful because you don't just put yourself in your own shoes, you put yourself in other people's shoes. And on top of that, you always constantly thinking outside the box. S- that's amazing.
Absolutely.
I mean, were you always this creative growing up, like where you just so ambitious and just eager to grow?
Yes, I remember I started making my own money since I was 14 back in Ukraine. But then when we came here with my husband, strangers were helping us. Simple stuff to buy furniture, where to buy mattress. We didn't have a car. A stranger people would drive us to the store to buy groceries. And I will never forget this, that total strangers were helping me so much, giving me their time, and time is the most valuable thing in the world. So now when someone comes and asks for help, I'll help as much as I can because somebody helped me too, and I know how it is.
That is so amazing. You know, when it comes to doing nails or being a nail tech, it's kind of hard to believe that we can make six figure. And that's just me speaking from my
Mm-hmm.
experience too. I mean, I was a nail tech for 20 years and I try to work 6 days a week. And be honest with you, it's hard to even get to that six figure. It's hard to even get to the 80 grand, 90 grand as a nail tech. The bare minimum, you're looking at like 50, 60 most if you put in so much work and so much hours, right? And sometimes that can be very depressing. That can be very like it tears you apart just to realize like, is this the right career for me? Because I want to make more, but I just can't do it. So I would love to hear what your formula, like what kind of mindset you gotta have just to have that six figure as a nail technician and more.
You know that I want money like anyone else. And I realized that just wanting the money is pointless. Like, okay, you just want the money. You have to know what you need the money for: to buy food, to feed your family, to support your family, to help other people. What is the goal? What do you need the money for? Once you know what you need the money for, you will know how much you need. And then what I started doing for a couple years in a row now, I created the composition in Excel spreadsheet. So let's say I want to make $100,000 in 1 year. Then I go back and divide this big amount for each month. And then I look at it and it says that this month I have to make, let's say, 10K. And then I'm looking in my calendar and I'm seeing that it's January. And January will be slower. So I don't think I'm going to make this money. What is more realistic? Let's lower it to 8K. Okay, that's more realistic. Then I know in July it will be very busy. So I can make more than 10. I can push myself and make 12. So I start throwing these numbers in a different month and also thinking logically and realistically, is it achievable or not? Then once I did that, I finished the month of January. I'm looking at my numbers and I see that I did not make my 8K. Why? Start analyzing why I didn't make it. Well, okay, I didn't have enough clients. So, in order for me to make the money that I want, I need to have more clients. Beautiful. Let's start marketing for those clients. I'm also analyzing how many of my clients are coming back. If they're half of them is not coming back, there is a problem there. So I start thinking, what is the problem? What are the complaints that are coming? Maybe I ignore some complaints because some people can ignore this. They say that they do perfect job, but if clients are not coming back to you, that means you're not doing a perfect job. There is something in there. And then you go back and look, oh, these clients were complaining the nails are not lasting. So let me work on my skills. Let me find the techniques, the product, whatever it is I need to make the nails last. If my schedule was full and it's not possible to fit in more clients. Okay, let's take a look at my expenses. How much did I spend? Did I really need to buy those 10 new colors? Hmm, I don't know. Maybe I should have bought just five. And start optimizing my expenses and seeing what we can cut, what is not necessary. I was just talking with another business owner that sometimes you don't think, but the small things like toilet paper, sometimes you got to buy a cheaper one to be on your budget. And that's okay.
Sorry, Charmin. You make a very good
Yeah,
point.
so I
Go ahead, continue.
I I always I always try to think realistically what's achievable and then try to see what we can cut off on expenses and how we can increase revenue. If all the boxes checked, I did everything possible. Okay, now let's look at my pricing point. Maybe I should be charging $5 more. And then I also go to my nail techs and I ask them, okay, you did this design. It was French tip. It was $20 extra. Good. But you, on the second client, you did a French tip. You had cat eye, you did French tip, and you finish it with the chrome. Why it was to $20 again? You spent three times more time. So it should have been, I don't know, $35 for the design. Don't undercharge. That every dollar matters.
Wow. You know, when I say that mindset, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is because what I seen so many from my past career in the nail industry is that nail tech are just sitting around waiting for clients, not making move, wandering, hoping, praying. I mean, I get it. That's how the norm was, but you're different. You didn't just sit still. You analyze why were they not coming back? How often they coming back? Do I need to buy cheaper toilet paper? I mean, all of that is embedded in your mind already. And that's what makes you who you are today is because I have seen a lot of nail tech. They just sit around. They just sad, depressed, why there's no client, I don't know what to do, and they go out, they spend more money. But with
Mm-hmm.
you, it's like, no, I can be better. Let's set goals. And yes, setting goals. And do you believe that being a nail tech, you kind of have to be financially smart?
Absolutely.
Nobody realized that because a lot of people get used to getting paid by the hours. You know, you got a fixed paycheck. But nail technician, we don't get a fixed income. Some months are good, some
Mm-hmm.
months are bad. So we kind of have to know how to fluctuate in between those months. Do you give financial advice to your staff?
I don't know if I can call it a financial advice. What we do is we create for each team member. We first of all we ask them how much money they need to make to live a normal life, and then we ask them what are their desires. Is there any things they want to buy? Is there some vacations they want to take? And we tell them that okay, we have a plan for each separate person that last month you made, for easy math, $1,000, but you want to buy a car. So you have to make more money now because you have to put it aside. So if you will work on your skills a little bit more and you get 5 minutes faster with each client, we can squeeze in one more person. And that's plus $50 to your day. Also, we brought um, skincare products, lotions, scrubs, balms, shower stuff, collagen gloves, anything for retail. You get commission. And because I'm a distributor for a lot of brands, I buy bulk and wholesale price. So I can give my nail technicians not 5% from commission. I can give them 20, 30, 50% commission from the sales of the aftercare products. If you sell to your five of your clients in a week a hand mousse, you're making $50. That's your extra income. And then we talk to them, we teach them that you don't sell just to sell. You recommend when it's needed. If your client does not have cracked heels, there is no reason to recommend her to buy a mousse for cracked heels. She doesn't need it. She will never buy anything from you later on because you recommended something just to sell.
Right.
Once you see the problem, you go ahead and recommend the client to buy a product for that problem. And you also give client instructions on how to use that product. And when she comes back next time, you check on client and ask her, have she been using? Did she notice any difference? And you also tell clients that this product should last you for 2 months. So you don't have to buy it every month. It's a good product. You just need a little bit. And then in 2 months, you ask her, do you still have it? Do you need to replace with a new one? We have a deal coming on. Like right now, January 1st, a lot of nail products and for retail too, a lot of products are going up in prices. So we stock up on a lot of hand creams and mousses and lotions, all of this stuff. And we tell nail techs to tell their clients that the price is going to go up in January. So buy now, because I care for you to not to spend more if you can save these $2, $3, $5 right now. That shows the care too. And we teach our team members to be the person, because people buy from people, and you need to show that you care. That's why I really, really, really love your content, because you care and you show it, and you're not afraid to show that you care for people. And it's a great example for all the nail techs around the world.
Thank you. And I need to send you my foot file and my foot cream. Those are really good too. You know, talk about
We got to talk about this.
yeah, we will. And you are so I would say you're so engaged with your staff. And I find that
Mm-hmm.
so powerful as a leader, because to me, I wish I had that kind of caring when I was a nail tech, but for you to work out their monthly plan, work out what their goals are, that's really nice of you, Anastasia. That's really thoughtful, because to me, I wish I work under a leader like you.
Thank you. I understand that if they succeed, I succeed. It's a circle. So I do my best for them, and I know they're going to do their best for me and for themselves too. And we just talking, communicating. Communication is the key. We need to talk. And this is so funny to me that a lot of people think, and I hear it from some people, that people talk about me that I am a very harsh person, that all my employees are on very strict contracts. That's not true. I'm a love management person. And I tell everyone all the time, whatever happens, come and talk. We'll figure it out together as a team.
Caring takes discipline. I mean, I'm a parent. I care about my kid. Doesn't mean I can't yell at them. It doesn't mean I can't have rules for
Yeah,
them to follow, because I'm trying to get them right. And you are trying to get your nail tech right. And to be like who you are today, it takes a lot of discipline.
there's no other choice.
No
If
other
you want to
choice.
succeed, you're going to do what you're going to do.
What is one negative thing that you wish the nail industry can change?
A negative thing,
Yeah.
um, lowering the prices for no reason. Just because I want to get more clients, I'm going to lower my prices. Like, no, what you're actually doing is you are devaluing your own value. Like, you're lowering your value. That's the thing. When a nail tech was working at the salon and then she decides to leave the salon, or she got fired, whatever happened, that she's not there, she goes and works from a salon suite, and she puts her price lower just to get the clients in. Why? They were
Because of the
already paying
quality
the
that
price
you
that
were
they were
providing.
paying. And now, not only you lowered the value of your skills, but also
But also
you're shooting
you shoot
yourself in the
yourself in the
leg,
leg.
because your income is going down, and now you're going to be worried how to make money to pay the rent for this week.
Yeah, that pricing can play a big thing in the nail industry. I mean, it has kind of pushed us down in the nail, like in the beauty industry for a long time. Uh, what advice that you can give to anyone who are starting as a nail technician and who are even doing nails right now?
My advice would be don't give up. If it's very hard right now, it will pass. Everything passes, everything goes, everything's going to be over it. Just don't give up at the moment because before it gets really, really good, it gets so hard that you will be like, I don't even know if I can handle this anymore. But find the strength to push through and you will get there. Whatever it is, if you're struggling with the techniques, you don't have money to buy the class. YouTube, so many YouTube videos that you can learn a lot of things. There's so much free education. Don't be lazy. Get up and do something. No one's gonna come and bring you shit just because, oh, you exist. Your parents are very happy that you exist, and your loved ones are very happy that you exist. But besides them, no one else is not gonna come and give you everything you want. You have to work for stuff. So don't be lazy. Get up, do your things, improve your work, improve your skills, work on your mindset, and don't give up. Keep pushing.
Wow. That's a very good advice because we don't push ourselves enough. And sometimes doing nails, we get into a state of where we get comfortable. You know, I don't want to go to work today. I don't want to do this clients today, you know. Self push is very important. What is your next move besides getting the school going? I mean, am I going to see you more in the future at the convention? What is your plan now?
So far for 2026, we have Global Talent Beauty Cup where I'm a co-organizer for Chicago. So I'm already working on that. Um, the biggest benefit or like the moment that I'm proud the most of is that the sponsors that I'm trying to get for our competition are amazing brands. And despite some other competitions, and in Chicago, in my competition that I'm co organizing, we are going to have gifts for the winners. And I'm being myself a competitor. You spend so much time practicing, preparing, then you travel to take the competition, and at the end, the only thing you get is a medal and a certificate. Like, doesn't give you that much of a reward. You kind of want to get a little gift. So I'm very proud that we're working with the sponsors that hopefully will give us very nice gifts to the winners, and I think that's amazing. And also traveling to more beauty shows, either as an educator or a judge at other competitions. Either way, I want to be at the shows because that's when we network with people, that we meet people, like I met you.
I get really nervous when I think about competition.
Why?
What advice can you give the one that are like me who gets nervous of joining? Because I'm like, I know I'm good, but I'm afraid. What if I don't make it? I mean, all of that goes in our thoughts.
I
So
will tell you my story.
yeah, go ahead.
I was preparing for one of the categories, three nails, different shape, different length, different design. You only get 60 minutes to finish it. Every time when I was preparing at home, practicing, I would always run more, 75 minutes all the time. I could not finish it on time. And when I went to the stage and when they said timer stop and I finished three nails, I was the happiest person in the world. I was the winner already because I did it. I beat my time. I proved for myself that I can. Yes, a nice title, a medal, a trophy is great, but you're also competing with yourself to show yourself to push your limits, to be like, yeah, I can do better. I can do faster. I can do awesome. I am better than I was a month ago.
That's so cool. So it's just a good push. So you highly recommend anyone to join the competition and have fun and just do it.
Absolutely do it because also at the competition you network with other techs, you find like-minded people, you talk to them, you get inspired from them, and then you also get to meet brand representatives that we had so many competitors who, after the competition, started working with the brands as their brand ambassadors or content creators for them or their educators. It
Wow.
opens up a lot of doors for you too.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for just really taking your time and sharing your knowledge and just educating the nail community and making a better place for us.
Thank you so much for having me. I It's a dream come true to know you and to collaborate, and being on this podcast is a huge honor for me.
If all of you guys are watching and you guys are enjoying this podcast, give it a thumbs up and make sure to leave it in the comment what you guys think about this podcast because Anastasia is such an educated person and I am so blessed that we are linking up. I mean, I'm so blessed that we met and here we are, we're talking and sharing powerful knowledge. So thank you so much. And I only wish you the best. Would you like to give the viewers all your account username and how they can get contact with you? Where are your salon and how they can get that school license at your school in Chicago?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for this opportunity. If you would like to chat with me, that will be on my Instagram, Anastasia / ROZD, Roast, or Banana Nails Supply. And you can email me to info@banana-nails.com or visit our website, banana-nails.com. And then you will, on the website, you'll find all the information about everything and how to contact me or the salon or the supply store or the school. Everything's on the website.
And I'm going to go ahead and leave all her information in the description. So you guys can also check that out too. Before I let you go, one more question. Banana. How do you get the banana name supply?
Oh my God, this is such a fun story. The company was named Anastasia Nails, and I was not happy to name a place after myself because who's gonna remember it? Honestly, there is already Anastasia Beverly Hills. For me to beat her, it's gonna take years. So I was bothering my husband with something else, and then we were having breakfast, and he was whatever was on the table, he was saying apple nails, banana nails, oatmeal nails, raspberry nails, and I go banana nails. That's fun. That's easy to remember, and we're gonna have a logo with a banana, so it's very easy for people to recognize. Awesome, let's do it.
How cool is that? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to our awesome podcast today. Let's get to know our nail tech. This is Anastasia, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your education, and I will definitely see you next time on my podcast.
Thank you.
Bye.